Hello students, welcome to AffairsCloud. My name is Vikas. We have an app by the name CareersCloud which you can go and download through Play Store. Once you have downloaded the application, you will be able to easily log in using your Gmail ID. Once you have logged in, you will be redirected to this page where you will be getting this UI, and there will be option for home, all courses, my courses and doubt section. On this application, you will be getting multiple PDFs, multiple content on daily basis that will be enhancing your learning. Our first segment is daily current affairs. We make sure to provide you current affairs on daily basis in both English as well as in Hindi content. The PDFs for the same are uploaded on our application, and apart from this, we also make sure to provide you with quizzes that will help you to revise the content after you have gone through the PDF. Next comes our weekly content. The content is also provided in both English as well as in Hindi, and here we also make sure to provide you quiz also of that past week's current affairs that will be enhancing your learning, as it is a compilation of the important topics, important MCQ questions for the last week. Similar for the monthly, the PDFs are very important. They provide you insights of various topics, as well as we also make sure to provide you the quiz of monthly questions that are very important for learning. Next, we also provide you with important PIB articles on daily basis so that you can go through these articles and have an insight about that particular topic. Not just this, we also make sure to provide you important events that are happening globally and make sure to give you the right analysis. One of the most important segment of our application is that we make sure to provide you with the correct exam analysis. When you are having exam, we make sure to provide you with previous year questions so that the student can go through the exam pattern and the syllabus and can prepare the exam accordingly based on the pattern. After the exam, we also make sure to provide you with the exam analysis. Then for the students who are preparing for state exams, they will be also beneficial here, as we will make sure to provide with state-wise current affairs for them. Apart from this, we also make sure to cover the topic-wise current affairs such as your national affairs, government schemes, international affairs, banking and finance, economy and businesses, as these are the topics from which the examiner definitely asks the question, and these are covered on the monthly basis. So friends, do check our application. It will be a one-stop solution for learning. Apart from this, friends, CareersCloud is hiring. We are looking for candidates for subject matter experts in quants, reasoning and English, and also we are looking for a content creator for current affairs topic on daily basis, weekly basis and monthly basis. There is also an opening for a person who can translate the English content into Hindi. If you want to apply, you can scan the code here for further details, or you can go to the description and click the link below. These positions are available both in full-time and freelance for serious candidates. Hello everyone. So in this video, we will be discussing important current affairs for the topic science and technology for December month. Session will be quite interesting and important, so do take notes. They will be very beneficial for your learning. Let's start. Which company has recently received the second type certification for medium category drones from DGCA? What is DGCA? DGCA is your Directorate General of Civil Aviation. So this is your Garuda Aerospace Private Limited. Correct? This is Chennai, Tamil Nadu based company, that is Garuda Aerospace Private Limited, and they have received the second type certificate for medium category drones, and they received this from DGCA. Next, name the company that recently launched the 3 anti-submarine warfare shallow watercraft project, that is INS Mahi, INS Malvan and INS Mangalore. So 3 INS Mahi, Malvan and Mangalore. These are the 3 INS. They were recently launched by which company? They were launched by Cochin Shipyard Limited. Correct? And they were launched at Kochi Yard, that is in Kerala. They were launched for Indian Navy. Right? Next, which company has recently partnered with Stellogic Incorporation to develop local space technology capabilities in India? That is Tata Advanced Systems Limited. Right? Tata Advanced System Limited recently partnered with Stellogic Incorporation to develop local space technology capabilities in India. Right? Next, Name the autonomous bodies of the Department of Health and Family Welfare that has recently launched the revamped version of the DigiPharmed application, that is a cloud-based application to provide end-to-end services to pharma institution and pharmaceutics. So which is that autonomous body of the Department of Health and Family Welfare? It is your Pharmacy Council of India, right? They have launched this revamped version of DigiPharmed application, and this is a cloud based application that will provide end to end services to the pharmacists. Correct? Next, name the first survey vessel large ship that has recently delivered Indian Navy by that has been delivered to Indian Navy by GRSE. So which is that? It is INS Sandhyak. Right? INS Sandhyak. Correct? It was delivered by GRSE. Where is this? This is in Kolkata, West Bengal. Right? And this GRSE delivered this Indian naval ship Sandhyak, that is also known by the name Yard 3025. Correct? And this is one of the first 4 survey vessel large ships, and it was delivered to Indian Navy. And this INS Sandhyak, it is 80% or it contains 80% indigenous content. Next, okay, one more thing here. Remember, apart from this INS Sandhyak, what as it is one of the 4th, what are other 3? They are Nirdeshak, Ikshak and Shanshodhak. Next, CNSA, that is China National Space Agency. They have launched Misarsat 2 or Aji Yaogan Vixiang Eraho, that is Aji 2, right? So this satellite was launched using Long March 2C carrier rocket. Question asked here is that which space agency along with CNSA has developed this Misarsat 2? So this Misarsat 2 was developed by Egyptian Space Agency. It was developed by Egyptian Space Agency. It was carried into space using Long March 2C carrier rocket, and it is of China. This satellite Aji-2 is also of China. This CNSA is the space agency of China. Next, Dash became the first Indian citizen or women to operate the rover, that is Perseverance, on Mars using NASA's controllers, right? Because we know this Perseverance was launched by NASA on Mars, right? So who is the person? Name that person who was controlling this rover Perseverance. So Akshata Krishnamurthy, right? Akshata Krishnamurthy, right, became the first Indian citizen or women to operate Perseverance on Mars. Next, Indian in Space, that is Indian National Space Promotion and Authorization Center, unveiled a seed fund scheme to offer financial assistance of up to 1 crore rupees each for startups using space technology. So right option is 1, that this in space, this is an arm of ISRO only, and they will be launching they will be provide or they have launched a seed fund scheme, right? This seed fund scheme is basically to provide finance to the budding startups, and they here will be providing 1 crore rupees to those startups as their funding. Next, China and Dash have recently signed 2 cooperation documents in space exploration to boost these space exploration, spacecraft development and construction of space infrastructure. So China is along with which country? So China along with Egypt, they have recently signed 2 cooperation for space exploration, right? Egyptian Space Agency is EGSA, Chinese Space Agency is CNSA, right? Next, which aerospace company or space company launched Zhuk 2 Yao 3, the world's first liquid oxygen methane powered launch vehicle carrying 3 satellites into space? So this Zhuk 2 Yao 3, this was launched by which country? It was launched by China. And question asked is which company launched this? It was launched by Landspace, that is a company of China, because you could also get the answer by this Yao 3, this is the Chinese name, right? So China country, and if the name of company is asked, Landspace Technology Corporation launched this. Next, which of the following nuclear powered submarines were recently unveiled by Russia? So which are they? These 2, right? Emperor Alexander III and Krasnoyarsk. These are the two satellites. These are the two nuclear powered submarines that were unveiled by Russia recently. Next, name the company that has recently unveiled a compact delivery drone L07 for healthcare and e-commerce industries. It is Throttle Aerospace Systems Private Limited. Right, this is the company that unveiled a compact delivery drone L07. It is for healthcare and e-commerce industries. Correct, this L07, this is a VTOL. What does VTOL stands for? If you ever find this term anywhere, this means vertical takeoff and landing. Right, this can carry up to 7 kgs of payload, and this drone can fly up to 2000 meters above sea level. Next, in December, Ministry of Defence approved Dash proposal to purchase about 6,400 rockets for Pinaka multi-barrel rocket launcher system. So, Ministry of Defence approved the proposal for how much amount? So, this proposal was worth 2,800 crore rupees. Right? Next is name the Indian naval ship that has recently commissioned by the Indian Navy at the naval dockyard in Visakhapatnam, Andhra Pradesh. So what is the name of that Indian naval ship? INS Tarmugli. Right, this is the name of the Indian naval ship that was commissioned at naval dockyard at Visakhapatnam, Andhra Pradesh. Right, take a note of this. And this ship has served under two nations, that is India and Maldives. Right, also remember in Maldives recently Dosti, 16th edition of this Dosti exercise was conducted between India, Maldives and Sri Lanka. Next, and one more thing, this INS Tarmugli, this was built by GRSE, Garden Reach and Shipbuilders Engineers Limited, that is in Kolkata, West Bengal. Next, India's fastest solar electric boat, Barracuda, was launched in Dash state. So this was launched in Kerala, that is the India's fastest solar electric boat. Right? Next, name the country that has recently launched a reusable uncrewed spacecraft atop a Long March 2F rocket. It is China. Right? China launched a reusable uncrewed spacecraft using Long March 2F rocket from China. Next, which country has recently commenced the operations of the world's first fourth generation nuclear reactor? It is China, right? China recently commenced the operations of the world's first fourth generation nuclear reactor. Correct? Take a note of this. Next, which country has recently commenced the world's deepest deep underground and ultra low radiation background facility for frontier physics experiment? I repeat, again remember, this is done by China, right? China commenced the world's deepest deep underground and ultra low radiation background facility for frontier physics experiments, right? And this is the largest, or this question can be asked this in such a way that which country has recently commenced or has launched the deepest and the largest underground lab in the world. So this was launched by China. Next, which company has recently collaborated with France-based Mirio to make advanced gimbals for Indian Armed Forces? It is HC Robotics. Right? This is the company that collaborated with France-based Mirio company to make advanced gimbals for the Indian Armed Forces. Next, which company recently launched Tsuyokomi 1 satellite of Japan-based company Institute for Kyushu Pioneers of Space Incorporation, that is IQPS Incorporation, from the Mahia Peninsula in New Zealand. Which is that company? It is Rocket Lab Incorporation. They launched the satellite of Japan-based company, that is IPQS Incorporation, from Mahia Peninsula in New Zealand. Right? This satellite is a part of 36 satellite constellation that is aiming to monitor the fixed points on Earth every 10 minutes by 2025. Next, name the company that has recently delivered the 250th fuselage of the AH-64E Apache combat helicopters. It is Tata Boeing Aerospace Limited. Right? This has delivered the 250th fuselage for AH-64E Apache combat helicopters, which was manufactured by Tata Boeing Aerospace Limited in Hyderabad, Telangana. These fuselages, these are the primary body of an aircraft or a helicopter. Next, name the app that has been recently launched by the Ministry of Textiles to provide important information about minimum support price and agronomy of jute farmers. Path Mitro. Path Mitro, remember this is a mobile application, right? And it is to provide information, important information about MSP, minimum support price, to the jute farmers. So this was launched for jute farmers, that is Path Mitro. Next, also remember this application Path Mitro is available in 6 languages, right? And the app comes with a feature such as a chatbot that will help the farmers to get better information. Next, name the stealth guided missile destroyer that was recently commissioned by Indian Navy in Mumbai, Maharashtra. What is the name of that stealth guided missile destroyer? It is INS Imphal. INS Imphal, right? And this is also known as Yard 12706. And this was recently commissioned at Naval Dockyard, that is in Mumbai, Maharashtra. Next, which country's military has recently conducted a successful flight test of indigenously developed guided multi-launch rocket system Fateh 2? So this was launched by Pakistan, right? Pakistan military conducted a successful flight test of the indigenously developed guided multi-launch rocket system Fateh 2, which is equipped with state-of-the-art avionics. The weapon system is capable of engaging targets with high precision of up to a range of 400 kilometers, making a substantial advancement in the long-range artillery. Next, so friends, these were your important current affairs for the topic science and tech for December month. Now let's move to some revision current affairs. They will be very beneficial for your learning. In which city 9th edition of the joint military exercise of India and Sri Lanka Mitra Shakti took part? We just saw this question, right? It was in Pune, Maharashtra. Same question. Next, in which state 14th edition of the India-USA Joint Special Force Exercise Vajra Prahar 23 was commenced on 21st of November 2023. So this Vajra Prahar, remember, this was the 14th edition of this exercise. It is between India and USA. Question asked here is, what is the location of this exercise where this was conducted? It was in Meghalaya, right? In Umroi, Meghalaya. We saw this Vajra Prahar 2023, that is the 14th edition of this exercise. It was a 21-day long exercise, that is a 3-week long exercise held from 21st of November till 11th of December last year in 2023. Next, in November, DRDO and Indian Navy, they successfully conducted the second flight test of naval anti-ship missile short range. This will be here only corrected, right? So DRDO and Indian Navy, they successfully conducted the second flight test of the naval anti-ship missile short and short range, that is NASM short range, that was from Indian Navy's Dash maritime helicopter. So this missile, that is naval anti-ship missile short range, it was tested from the Indian Navy's which helicopter? What is the name of that helicopter? It is Seeking 42B. This is the name of the helicopter, maritime helicopter, from which this missile was tested by DRDO and Indian Navy together, and this was the second test for this particular missile. Which organization has recently appointed Govardhan S. Rawat and Dr. Ajay Kumar Sood as Deputy Managing Director for a term of 5 years? So NABARD, National Bank for Agriculture and Rural Development, right? They have recently appointed Govardhan S. Rawat and Dr. Ajay Kumar Sood as the Deputy Managing Directors for a period of 5 years. Next, which of the following personalities have been recently appointed as a part-time member of NFRA, that is National Financial Reporting Authority? So Pankaj Tripathi, I correct myself, R. Narayan and Sanjay Kalapur. R. Narayan Swamy and Sanjay Kalapur, they both have been recently appointed as the part-time member of NFRA. NFRA is your National Financial Reporting Authority. This is an independent accounting regulator and they have been appointed in this position for 3 years. Sanjay Kalapur, remember, he was on the board of directors of IDBI Bank and from 2018 to 2021 he served as an international council member at large for American Accounting Association. Next, name the actor who has been recently appointed as the UPI Safety Ambassador of National Payment Corporation of India. So Pankaj Tripathi, very famous actor, he has been appointed as the UPI Safety Ambassador by NPCI, National Payment Corporation of India. Next, who has been recently appointed as the Chief Executive of the Association of Mutual Funds in India? Venkat Nageshwar Chalasni ji, right? He has been appointed as the new Chief Executive of the Association of Mutual Funds in India. Right? Take a note of this. He will replace whom? He will be replacing NS Venkatesh, correct? Who served for 2 consecutive terms of 3 years each since October 2017. Next, name the bank that has recently signed a partnership with Indian shuttler Pranoy Haseen or PH Sunil Kumar, that is HS Pranoy, for brand promotion. Which is that bank? It is Federal Bank, right? Federal Bank, they recently signed a partnership with Indian shuttler HS Pranoy for brand promotion. Next, who has recently become the fleet commander of the Indian Navy's Western Fleet? CR Praveen Nair, right? Rear Admiral CR Praveen Nair has been appointed, or he became the new fleet commander of the Indian Navy's Western Fleet. He succeeded whom? He succeeded Rear Admiral Vineet McCarthy, right? And he was in the position of the fleet commander of Western Fleet since November 2022. Next, which country has recently re-elected Pedro Sanchez as the Prime Minister? So, Spain has recently re-elected Pedro Sanchez as their Prime Minister, and this will be his second term. Next, in November, Indian Armed Forces took part in the Dash edition of the joint military exercise with Australian Army Austra Hind, held in Perth, Australia. So, this exercise, Austra Hind, right? Austra Hind, this was the exercise. It was held between India and Australia. Question asked here is, it was the which edition? It was the second edition of this exercise that took place recently, correct? Next the question can be asked is, what is the location where this exercise was held? It was held in Perth, Australia. This question also becomes important. Next, the Dash edition of Indo-Nepal joint training exercise Surya Kiran, held between India and Nepal, began at Pithoragarh, UK in Uttarakhand in November 2023. This was the 17th edition. This was the 17th edition of the Indo-Nepal joint training exercise, that is Surya Kiran. And this was the 17th edition of this exercise held between India and Nepal. What is the location where this was held? Pithoragarh. Pithoragarh. Where is Pithoragarh? In Uttarakhand. So 17th edition of this exercise. ACC extended the tenure of AS Rajiv, the Managing Director and Chief Executive Officer of Dash, for 6 months. So ACC extended the tenure of AS Rajiv, the Managing Director and Chief Executive Officer of Bank of Maharashtra, for the next 6 months. Right? Next is, how many nodal officers from the Ministry of Information and Broadcasting and CBFC recently appointed to act against film piracy on digital platforms? So a total of 12 nodal officers from Ministry of Information and Broadcasting and your CBFC, that is your Central Board of Film Certification, recently appointed to act against film piracy on digital platforms. And this action has been taken under the Cinematographer Amendment Bill that took place in 2023. And the officers here will handle all the complaints that are related to film piracy, ensuring the actions will be taken within 48 hours of receiving a particular complaint. Next, who has recently been appointed as the Additional Director of Dabur India Limited for a period of 5 years? Sushil Chandra has been appointed as the Additional Director of Dabur India for a period of 5 years. Right? Sushil Chandra Sushil Chandra, he was a 1980 batch IRS officer. Correct. He previously served also as the chairperson of CBDT. Next, who has been recently sworn in as the Chief Information Commissioner of the CIC, Central Information Commission? Hiralal Samaria. Right? He has been recently sworn in as the Chief Information Commissioner of the CIC, that is Central Information Commission, and he became the first scheduled caste Indian IAS officer to hold this position. And Draupadi Murmu ma'am, President of India, administered the oath of the office at the function at Rashtrapati Bhavan. He succeeded whom? He succeeded Yashvardhan Kumar Sinha. Name the personality who has recently been appointed as the Executive Director of RBI. Who has been appointed as the Executive Director? Manoranjan Mishra has been appointed as the Executive Director with effect from 1st of November. Right? And here, Manoranjan Mishra, he will oversee 3 departments, that are enforcement, risk monitoring, and external investment operations. Next, who has recently been appointed as the President of Renewables and Chief Executive Officers and Managing Director of Tata Power Renewable Energy Limited. Dipesh Nanda has been appointed as the President Renewables and the Chief Executive Officer and Managing Director of Tata Power Renewable Energy Limited. Correct? Take a note of this. He succeeded whom? He succeeded Ashish Khanna. He succeeded Ashish Khanna. Correct? Next, Supreme Court Collegium had recently Supreme Court Collegium has recommended additional Judge Siddhartha Roy Chaudhary for the appointment as the permanent judge of the Dash High Court. So, Supreme Court Collegium recently recommended additional Judge Siddhartha Roy Chaudhary for the appointment as the permanent judge of Calcutta High Court. Option 5. Next, name the personality from India who has recently been elected as the member of United Nations Advisory Committee on Administrative and Budgetary Questions for 3 years term. The right option here becomes, he will be Surendra Kumar Adhana. Option 4. Senior Indian diplomat Surendra Kumar Adhana was re-elected as a member of United Nations Advisory Committee on Administrative and Budgetary Questions, and he will be in this position for 3 years, that is from 2024 till 2026, beginning from 1st of January 2024. Next, the 9th edition of NET Polrex. NET Polrex. Right? This is the 9th edition of the National Level Pollution Response Exercise NET Polrex that was conducted by Indian Coast Guard in the Dash state. So, it was conducted where? So, this was held in, location is Gujarat. See, now location is being asked. So, these are the few points. Name of the exercise, countries between which this exercise is being conducted, then the edition, then if any Indian naval ship, any Indian regiment or any Indian aircraft took part in that exercise, and the location of that exercise becomes important. So, right option here becomes option 3. Now let's start with some appointments and resignations. Then, who has been recently appointed as a member of the Strategic and Technical Advisory Group for TB by WHO. So, this STAG is your Strategic and Technical Advisory Group that was set up for tuberculosis disease. It affects your lungs. It is a communicable disease. This was set up by WHO. Question asked here is, who has been appointed as a member to this STAG of tuberculosis? Here, Sarang Dio. Right? He has been appointed as a member to this STAG. And remember, Professor Sarang Dio, he is a professor of operation management at the Indian School of Business. Correct? And he will be a part of 15-member expert group that was set up by WHO for eliminating this or eradicating this tuberculosis. Next, who has been recently appointed as the chairman and managing director of Bharat Heavy Electricals Limited. So, who has been appointed here? Chetan Bhagat. Who has been appointed here as the chairman and managing director of Bharat Heavy Electronics Limited? He will be K.S. Murthy. Kopu Sadashiv Murthy has been appointed as the chairman and managing director of BHEL. He will be in this position from 1st of November 2023 till 28th of Feb 2027 till any further orders. He will be succeeding whom? He succeeded Nalin Singhal. Right? he succeeded nailing single. That's all for the day, friends. I hope you enjoyed the session, and you can follow us on the YouTube channel, as well as apart from YouTube channel, you can go and follow us at AffairsCloud Telegram channel. And if you have any queries related to the content or the of courses offered to you or the payment which you did on the application, you can contact us on the number provided, that is 7677333862. Apart from this, friends, you can follow us on the Facebook as well as on Instagram handle, that is AffairsCloud_official. In the end, friends, if you use a code that is Vikas10, you will be getting an additional extra 10% discount by using this code Vikas10. Also, if you have any problem regarding the course purchase, any problem regarding to our application, you can contact us on the mobile number, that is 9677333862. And if you want to mail us, you can also mail us on support@affairscloud.com, and I assure you that our representative from us will be contacting you soon and resolving your issue.